Well, hello, folks. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather, and this is your video for Friday, May the 2nd, 2014. Sponsored today by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. Folks, they have that traveling hail team. They're PDR Nation certified, which means that when you take your car to them for the dings that would come through hail or shopping carts or whatever it may be that your car ends up with a dent in it, folks. You know that when you take it to them, they've gone the extra mile to get that certification, and they're going to return that car to you in the best shape that it possibly can. So write their number down. Tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. All right, now I've got some good news for today's video, and I just want to share this with you and just start out with this first. Normally I save the temperature spread until sort of later on in the video, but with temperatures like this, you just got to talk about it right away because it's been stinking cold the past days. Now I know 60s and upper 50s. I mean, that's not cold compared to where we've been this winter. I mean, I could get that, but our normal temperature is right around 72 for this time of the year. So, we're running 10 and a little bit more below normal for where we should be this time of the year. We're going to stay below normal here today on Friday as well. But big changes on the way. The south wind rather than a west wind is going to kick in, and boy, we're going to see that warm air advecting back in. In fact, if you take a look at next week, it looks like we get into the 80s for a few days, according to the GFS ensembles pictured here. So certainly will take that. Now we've got some active weather to talk about. We've got a good dry spell coming up, but we do have an active weather pattern coming up for the end of next week, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But just the first thing that we want to note, absolutely beautiful weather for us for at least the next few days to talk about. Just for giggles, we'll go ahead and put future radar here into motion, and what I want you to see is pretty much no rain chances for us. I've had 20% rain chances in the forecast pretty much every day, but the upper level low is moved on into Canada now. It's going to be out of the way, which is going to take away a lot of the considerable cloudiness. We're going to be back under more of a partly cloudy sky, and the rain chances in the models really go down to less than 10% whenever it's that. It's not even worth putting in the forecast. The odds are very stacked against it. You can see on future radar that at times it does want to take a few showers potentially up into northern Indiana and in the central portions of the state. That's from a low pressure that's going to move to our north, but I don't think any of that rain is going to make it further enough south to really justify putting it into the forecast. As you can see, it pretty much just all misses us, and so there are some waves that affect the northern portions of the state, but here in the south portion of the state, I think we're going to be fine overall. Let's talk about your plan, your day forecast. What can we expect here today for your Friday? And as you can see, area-wide, not bad. Temperatures ranging from 60 to 62 degrees across the area under partly cloudy skies, and so folks, you just can't beat that. All right, let's talk real quick here about the pattern that we've got at hand. As we take a look at the forecast here in a minute, what you're going to see is just a long string of partly cloudy with nice, pleasant temperatures. All right, here is that low pressure, this upper level low. This is actually the surface low. If we went up to the upper level charts here, you would see it's sort of a stacked low, but it's all moved. It is all moved out up in here to Canada. It's gone now, and what I want you to see as we put it into motion is it does some little loop-de-loops there, and we have another couple of waves that move to our north. But by and large, it misses us, and the precipitation, as I showed you on future radar, doesn't. But here we are by Wednesday morning, really Tuesday night into the overnight hours. We're starting to get to a warm-up trend. And notice you've got this very strong area of low pressure out here into the Oklahoma area. We'll have to watch carefully for some severe weather out there, and eventually it'll bring us a chance for some severe weather as well. It's a very classic setup. What you have right here is a low pressure dragging to the south, and you see how these lines curve right like this. This is a warm front that drapes over our area. As this warm front lifts further to the north, that's what's going to push our temperatures into the low 80s. I would not be surprised from the way the models have trended if we even see mid 80s out of this. I think it's obtainable with this. I'm not willing to go there in my forecast just yet. I think the highest I've got is 82, but if it keeps up on this, I could certainly see mid 80s being possible. This looks like a very, very big warming trend that's going to be headed for us. But then watch this low pressure deepen as it goes. You've gone from a 998 low here in the early morning hours on Wednesday to by the time Wednesday night comes, you've gone to a 990 low. That's a very significant rapid deepening. And as it goes, when you have a rapidly deepening low like this, what you want to notice is that it starts to curve more towards the north. It goes what we call poleward, and that's just because of the Coriolis effect. The force just sort of pushes it more towards the north. That's exactly what we see going on here. So that's going to drag that cold front with it, along with some waves of precipitation. And we're going to be plenty in the warm sector here with that warm front well to our north. In fact, we may even have to watch for the potential for a little bit of severe weather here by the time we move into Friday, May the 9th. It's certainly not a guarantee this far out. I think the better chance for severe weather actually comes with another cold front that moves behind this low. You can see that this low does go negatively tilted after it moves out of our area. It stays pretty much sort of in a positive tilt, and by a positive tilt, what I mean is the axis goes like this, but as you start to see it move on, the axis switches like this. This is a negatively tilted low that's more conducive to severe weather. We've talked about that in the past. But notice you've got another area of low pressure forming once this moves to our moves out of us here. Again, that cold front sort of stalls out and over our area, then pushes up to the north as a warm front. This moves through, another rapidly deepening low behind it, and you've got a cold front coming through here. And notice this one is negatively tilted, so this would certainly have the better parameters for some severe weather, and we're talking about here on Sunday afternoon, May 11th. So really, May 9th and May 11th, it looks like there's a couple of interesting features there that we'll have to monitor. Now this is over a week away. Well, the May 9th would be exactly 1 week from today, and May 11th would be a week and a couple of days away. So, it's too early to pin it down and say, yes, I think we're definitely going to have severe weather, but certainly something that we're going to want to keep our eye on. It does look interesting on the charts. If we switch just to the upper layers of the atmosphere, I just want to show you this as well. We do have a nice little low-level jet that's associated with this. So this is with that first low that moves through, but with the second low, we want to look here maybe at about hour 252. Let me switch over to that as well. And what I want to show you there is we also have a very decent little low-level jet moving in here as well. And this is actually an interesting pattern. This is a very similar setup to what we saw on November 17th, which really brought a heck of a severe weather around Indiana. That was a high-risk day. We had multiple devastating tornadoes in Illinois and northern Indiana. Let's hope it doesn't come to that again, but just at first glance, that's what it looks like. It reminds me of the pattern of. We can go to the upper level layers of the atmosphere as well, and we'll go up to about 18,000 feet. Notice extreme amounts of wind energy. We're talking 70, 80 knot winds. That's powerful winds. And of course, the other thing that we want to look at, remember for severe weather, we're looking at very powerful wind energy, we're looking at instability, and we're looking at a powerful lifting mechanism to sort of be the trigger for everything. Well, we've got a powerful low pressure with a negatively tilted low. That's all the lift you would need. We've got very powerful wind speeds. Let's talk about instability. Do we have any with it? And what you can see here as I pull the charts up here is that our CAPE, it is a little bit there, but if we go back in time 12 hours, and at this far, you see we've got plenty of instability to work with during the daytime. And it looks like right now this could be more of an overnight threat, but there's a lot to work out in the model. So, and yeah, all the parameters look like they could be here in place. But again, we're a week and 9 days out for these two events. So all this simply to say this is something that we want to keep an eye on. But, it's outside of the 7-day outlook as far as everything goes right now. We will keep an eye on it and certainly see how it evolves. But right now it does look like we could have a pretty decent-sized storm system affecting us. All right, let's go to southernindianaweather.com and get your updated 7-day forecast, sponsored by Ubelor and Sons here in Jasper. If you were on our website on Thursday, it did go down for a little bit, and I do apologize for that, folks. I had tech support work on it. It turned out not to be an issue with our site. It affected a lot of sites. It was the server that it was on. So I think everything's fixed now, and we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that doesn't happen again. So if you did access our website trying to get the forecast, I do apologize. Technology is great when it works, but it's back up now. And we can take a look at our 7-day forecast. Again, it's going to be cool today on Friday, but we start that nice warming trend. And as I scroll down through here, what you notice is partly cloudy skies, just all through this. And as temperatures we lift over that warm front, you can see temperatures really skyrocket into the upper 70s and even into the low 80s. And of course, I don't have next Friday out here yet because that would come out with tomorrow's forecast. But it does look like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week, the 9th, 10th, and 11th, could be a pretty wet weekend, and we are watching for that possibility of severe weather. So we will see what it does. Nothing is a guarantee at this point, but certainly we'll keep you updated. All right, that is it for today's video, folks. We'll have another one of these for you tomorrow for Southern Indiana weather. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great day, folks.